everybody, again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me is the maneuverable crazy
Kage, how's it going?
ninja, Kage. Kage, what's up?
Just had a interesting day with family, but yeah.
How did you,
ready to talk about some stocks?
yeah, the only thing I have for you is how did you like that, the named storm that they had that hit that didn't do anything? Left a skiff of snow.
Had a yawn, but yeah.
Yeah, mental note for broadcasters out there and things like that, or people. Make sure you watch the actual storm system as it rolls in before you name it a storm and things like that. Because when people get a dusting of snow, it just doesn't look good on your end. So just an FYI. Going into the stocks that we have the first one is FTK. FTK. Last tick was 0.8041. Now, going into the chart, you can see the chart right up here, right on your screen. Kage, you said you were in your analysis a little bit. Looks like it had a rough year towards the end. It was looking like it was taken off there, and then.
Yeah, it currently has a little green candle, for December. It looks like, but
yeah,
it's had a rough year, going down it from February to April, and then swinging back up it into June, and on a steady downward slope from June to November until now.
Okay, and interesting. We're going to get into that resistance, why we're trending up in a little bit here. Just to give you a little introduction, the technology-driven specialty chemistry and data company that services customers across the industrial and commercial consumer markets. It operates through the following segments: chemistry technologies, data analytics. The chemistry technologies develops, manufactures packages, distributes, delivers, markets sanitizers and disinfectants for commercial, government, and personal consumer use. So one of the first things that stands out to me on this one, Kage, is the use of government. You put that in there. There could be some dollaruskis flowing in there, and with sanitizers and things like that, you could be seeing some of that trickle down to the actual business. Whether or not that does, we'll have to go and look and see what the alphabets are parodying on this one. If they're picking up, there's a reason why we're seeing it trending in the uptick, and we need to go into the news to find out why that's happening. Going into the firm also empowers the energy industry to maximize the value of hydrocarbon steam and improve the return of investment capital through real-time data platform chemistry technologies. The downstream, midstream, upstream customers, both domestic and international. The company was founded and headquartered in Houston, Texas. Kage, going on to Stockwits, because that's where the real traders are at. What's the sentiment on the traders on this stock here?
Well, there's a lot of people that are kind of waiting with bated breath with this one. Like this one, for example, from Wall Street Press, he says, FTK buyout incoming, $10.
There you go.
Soon, rocket ship.
And guys, this is.
Got a link to an article about why Flotek Industries stock is soaring today.
And the other thing I want to tell listeners there that we were called out on Facebook for pump and dump, things like that. Guys, we don't do pump and dumps on here. So any of you getting that information that I guess because some of the guys or some of the people out there are like, oh, these YouTubers do, they just do for pump and dump. No, we're not doing pump and dump. We're covering what the real traders are saying about that. If you don't understand the show, don't do a hot take, things like that, because it's just, you make yourself look like a moron. So anyway, going into it, they're reducing the environmental impact of air, water, land, of people. Their chemistry-driven data company serves customers across the industrial, commercial markets, and consumer markets against the segments of manufacturers, packages, distributors, sanitizers, disinfectants for commercial, government, personal, commercial use, like we said. Flotek empowers the energy industry to maximize the value of hydrocarbon steams and improve the return on investment capital through its downstream midstreams. They received, it looks like there was a press release. This was December 22nd. We're going to go to this. What else you got from the real traders on Stockwits there? Anything that's popping? Because I have the newest. The reason why we're seeing an uptick on this is because we're getting this news popping there. So it looks like Kage, before we get to this December 27th news, Kage, what do you got on the Stockwitz end? There's a trader that's mentioning buyout information. That's important. And the reason why we cover that, guys, is because you need to have all this information before you go and buy. Because just because this is trending up doesn't mean you're going to go in and pick it up and then the next day you're going to get taken by the shorters. We don't want that to happen to you. So that's why you're getting the sentiment of the real traders there. So Kage, throw this out there as far as to this important take that you found.
It's a comment by Trading 2021. He says bullish. FTK, dark pool short volume ratio 48.83%. Flotek fair value for the potential takeover seen at $2.50 by Noble Analyst for December 28, 2021. Hein thinks $2.50 a share is the fair value for Flotek and thinks any takeover offer must be significantly higher than the recent 75-cent market price for December 28th, 2021 today.
So that's like I said, that's the most important thing there is that don't go and buy. At least if you're new to this, go to paper trading, things like that. Be really careful because you never know when everybody's going to get out and you're going to be stuck holding the bag. You don't want to be the bag holder. You know what I'm saying, right, Kage? So looks like this piece of news, and this is why you're seeing this trending a little bit. Flotek's board of directors is engaged in Piper Sandler Company as a financial advisor to assist with the evaluation process. There's no assurance that the evaluation will result or more transaction or other strategic change of the outcome. The company has not set a timetable conclusion of its evaluation of the offer and does not intend to comment further unless until the board has approved specific course of action of the company and is otherwise determined the further disclosure of the appropriate required by law. For the further information of interested parties may contact the managing partner and director. So that was the plug they had on the news there. Let's see if the alphabets are parroting this as well. You obviously have. We learned one thing about. We learned some piece of news that some of these are the CNN of information. We found that out last night. That was interesting, huh?
Yeah, I take anything that CNN's putting out with a grain of salt. To be honest.
Yeah, well, most of it's just propaganda. They're connected. Don't get me wrong, but it's propaganda for one way. So it's propaganda for the elites there. Let's see. Everything else here, I basically have parroting the storm. Not the storm. I have them parroting the news that we just covered. What do you got on Stockwitz? What are the real traders saying as far as any more on this?
Another guy says this. Skyline Dude says bullish. FTK, another 20% up tonight or pre-market tomorrow brings us to the $1 mark. The inflow versus outflow level is very telling how the market sees this potential acquisition.
What else you got?
Sitting Bull 09 says bullish. FTK, a lot of large-scale orders came in today and a lot more inflow than outflow. Looks good so far. Holding 26,000 shares overnight.
Again, if you're new to this, just make sure you don't get shorted. So that's all I'm saying, because this I'm not saying it's a classic pump and dump right now. I'm just saying the trend. People are looking at this and it's trending up, and you might see this on trending or things like that. Do not if you're new, do not get taken on this. And like I said, do not be a bag holder. So you don't want to do that. Will this go? It's going to be. I would say your entry point. Obviously, I'm always going to go on the entry point on the red as far as how much they brought it down. But also the entry point on this is going forward. We're going to have to see how this news plays out. That's the other thing. Wouldn't you say there, Kage?
Yeah, I would say.
So
yeah.
that's my full take on this. We're just gonna have to see how the news plays out with the merger, and then going forward, things like if that actually takes place. So that's what we're gonna have to see how things play out down the road. So this one I'm pretty much gonna be neutral on. Happy to cover the news on it, things like that. Do you have any bears on this?
I saw a few bears. Hold on, let me find them real quick. XA BearX says bearish. FTK, they started out the year at $2.33 and have been in a downtrend ever since. 18 days ago, threatened by the NYSE to be delisted due
There you
to
go.
being sub $1 for so long. Why on earth would any company offer to buy them out for more than market price, $2.50 and up? Something doesn't add up. They have nothing positive up till now.
Yeah, and that's why you guys have to have your watch list out there. Like news could break on another time, but I'm almost positive tomorrow. I could be wrong, but I'm not like trying to call my shot or anything. It's just a guess. So just taken as a guess. I would think that after the news tomorrow, that people either tomorrow or Thursday, that people get out, take their change, whatever they made, and they bounce. So that's just my take. So I'm not trying to make it hot or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's just my guess. So it's not a prediction. It's not Nostradamus or anything like that. It's just a guess. So it seems like the typical pattern being it's trending on the top there. They hit some news, and then people get in, and then they get you going, and then so.
Buyouts are always kind of like that, seeing which way the wind blows.
Yeah, you got to see which way your wind blows. I'm not saying this is a dead in the water. Don't invest in it. What I'm saying is that
it can go both ways.
You just got to put it on your watch list. I mean, it made it to where it's at now. There's a reason why it made it to it. I mean, you don't just get here with that price point. It takes a lot to get to this point. So there's some companies that never make it to this point. They go in the garbage can and they're done. So that's the thing, is we just have to see how this plays out. But getting in on this just because people are talking about it is not the way to do it. So, but that's my full take on that. You got anything else to add or any more of the bears there?
I don't really have anything else to really say about this stock. There's not too many bears on this.
Okay. Kage has brought you takes from the bulls and the bears, so you have you have various stock traders out there for what they're saying. So this way you have all the information, but you get it from a stock trader standpoint of how they feel about it. That's one of the purposes on the show, as we go into the analysis of what the real traders are saying and what the alphabets are saying, so you can cut through the noise and actually get to the signal, so you can find out where you're going to buy. And we're out on this one. Okay, guys, the next stock we have is ASTI. ASTI, last tick was 0.0032. Go into the chart there, Kage, if you're looking at that chart. Obviously, you have the hype of Q Card and green energy and the spending of, the illusions of grandeur of $6.5 trillion, and talk, and they can't get anything agreed upon, and that's where we're at here. Some of the Dollarooskies were supposed to flow to this company, as well as some of the other ones, and they just they couldn't put it together. So that's just the take there. I know one dude called me out yesterday for yesterday's show and said, because he didn't like it that I was going after I guess the Build Back Broke program, whatever like that. I was like, dude, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you I'm not going to carry a cooler for something that's $6.5 trillion that we can't afford. Okay, I'm just, you know what I mean. It's unrealistic. And that's the thing. If the money actually went to where it's supposed to go, I just have no confidence that it is. That's my whole take on this, guys. As far as green energy, I love it, and things like that. I want us to do it, but I just think slamming it down people's throats and saying we're going to do it all now. It's just we can't afford it. There's a lot of people out of work right now, and not a lot of people are paying into the system. I'm just saying. Going forward, reading through the tea leaves, we got a lot of people out of work, so we can't afford it when there's a lot of people out of work. You can't spend what you don't have. So that's my take, and so I understand the guy, what he said. I respect what he said, but I'm going to tell you my end of it, and I'm not going to carry the cooler for anybody. I'm not going to carry a cooler for parties or talking points or anything like that. What about you, Kage?
Not me.
So that's my little slant about green energy. I'm all for it. It's just I don't believe a ton of government spending and throwing money at problems is going to help the problem. It never has. It's never worked before, and it's never going to work again like that. So going forward, anyway.
Where's the elbow grease?
Well, yeah, I mean,
not only money but also elbow grease.
I mean, look at
actually vision to see something grow to fruition.
Yeah, what happened to Solyndra? You know what I'm saying? What was going on with that? I believe it's an empty. I believe it's an empty freaking warehouse. So I mean, what's going on with that? There's a lot of federal Dollarooskies that went into that, and that thing's done. So there you have it. But going into Ascent Solar engages in the manufacture and commercialization of photovoltaic modules is proprietary thin film of technology. It integrates PV modules a variety of applications such as aerospace, defense, transportation, and electronic products. Now, my main thing on this one, like I told you guys before when I went into it, Kage, I also mentioned that with depending on if they get, I've said this before in other videos, DoD contracts, things like that. If they land something going forward or any kind of other deals, which could happen, it's still not out of the woods or whatever. They could get some of those deals if that news crosses. This will go further. It's just things are stalled right now. What's going to happen? I don't know. Going forward, there's a lot of nervousness going on in Washington right now. People are on the hot seat and resigning and things like that because of just things didn't get done and things are getting messed up. So that's just my take on it. And yeah, looks like in October, they were founded on October 15, 2005. It's headquartered in your favorite place there, Thornton, Colorado. Not Thornton, I don't know if you've been there, but it's in Thornton, Colorado.
I have been to Thornton. It's nice. It's a nice little town.
Did you have a cup of coffee there, or did you meet a girl, or what?
I kind of went up there to hunt, and the town's really nice.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
good hunting town then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like with this, after 2 decades of research and development, Ascent Solar has formed 2005 to commercialize leading technology, CIG's photovoltaic technology on the flexible plastic substrate. Ascent unique monolithic integration process enables the highest level of efficiency, durability, and weight savings, representing potential to transform the way solar can be used in everyday life. The development of its 30 megawatt nameplate production facility in Thornton, Colorado. So that's the production facility there. Great that they're producing all that. I'm sure they're still getting parts from the CCP, but at least we're going to produce something. That's good. So Kage has an announcement on the show, guys. He was in Thornton to hunt for girls. So just FYI, don't tell any of his girls in Utah. So. But anyway, Ascent has cemented itself as a leader in manufacturing innovative high performance. Flexible thin solar panels, existing, emerging defense, consumer, electronic space, and aerospace applications. Like I said, going down the road, bar anything I said before, but you're going to see news pop on this when, I don't know. Maybe you'll get some good news in March and April, and maybe it just stays stagnant. I don't know. I'm sure, Kage, I could already tell you before you go into the comment section from StockTwits where the real traders are at. You are going to see some people that have probably been on this for a while because they got caught on the entry point at the beginning when it was going with the Q card bounce and it was skyrocketing up. And I'm sure you have some people caught holding now, bag holders there because they just they bought too high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can definitely see the way they held on to it for too long.
Yeah, well, they got caught on the up train, and they thought it was going to come back, and they kept on writing the bill like the bill was going to happen. I'm just going to tell you guys straight up right now: 6.5 trillion, 4.5, 3.5, it ain't going to happen. So I'll just tell you that right now. They're all too nervous for 2022. So. What do you got from the real traders there? What's their traders take? Forget what I'm saying, but let's just go to the real traders there.
Well, this one from Higher Terrain says bullish. ASTI. The middle finger chart pattern often indicates the end of a pump and dump is approaching as a stock is being heavily manipulated into a bearish drop to allow NMs and their associated hedge funds to load up on shares.
Yeah, this happens with everything around this time of year, so just if you guys accidentally get in, the worst thing you could do is sell the hedgies and all the other ones at cheap crap, okay? Because that's what. So I mean, this is why you have to watch where you're at. So that's one of the things I'm going to tell you guys. You need to watch where you're buying and things like that because you're going to see this all the time. But this is one of those times of year where it does that. I mean, this thing's popping, but I don't even have any news from till 4 weeks ago unless I go back and do a Google machine search to see. Where I'm at, but I don't have anything, Kage, for at least 4 weeks on this. What else you got as far as the real traders there? Bulls and bears mix as far as sentiment. This way they get a take from both sides there.
This one says Triple OG says bullish. ASTI. It's like a loaded spring raw now. LFG.
Okay. What else you got?
there's the one from Bear from this one.
Yeah.
Ascent says bearish. ASTI, pure garbage company. RS will drive down the stock to $1.
Could happen. It just if they keep on, if you're getting so going into quarter one and quarter two, if you're getting more negative news and you're not seeing any type of DoD contracts or anything like that or anything positive moving forward to it, yeah, and if there's negative news on revenue and stuff like that, you're going to see more dive bombing. So that's one take I have. What else you got?
This one's from Big Clay TJ. He says, ASTI. I wish these idiots would go ahead with the RS and take the gun away from our head. You don't do dumb stuff like they did without a plan you're implementing.
That's true. They have Ascent Solar design, develop, manufacture ultimate solar technology. They did in 2015. They did the R&D 100 winner for development of their Millpack solar blanket. The Millpack 60E was rated fully integrated mobile power solution for a photovoltaic blanket with an attached waterproof battery case that houses a maximum peak power tracker at 86.5 watt per hour outage. They also had the Time Magazine. Interesting how they got a Time Magazine award, huh? So they got for their development in 2011 of the PV. So this company, obviously, I'm not trying to diss on it, guys, but this company, you saw a lot of the action a while ago was from, when was this, Kage? This was from the Obama days, but now you have the same. That's why you saw the with the infrastructure. That's why you saw the big uptick, and so now you're that some of these companies that were all hyped up and pumped up, there was speculation of Dollaruskis flowing toward them, and now that's technically on hold, so they're just going about what they're doing. So, but with it, we could see some movement if you see any more action coming forward in Washington. So we'll have to see what goes there. What do you have? The last hit I had was from 4 weeks ago. That was when let's see, the company filed its definitive 4C information statement relating to the reverse split with the SEC November 29, 2021. We're not going to go into all that because that's old news. All of you know that. Unless you're new to the company, you can go back and read that. What other takes you got on this one as far as news pop and things like that?
Well, this one from this trader, Mew2FTW, says ASTI. Wow. This kiddo really got all butthurt. He mad, stupid argument about stupid fights, then he proceeds to start an argument. I pointed out he is doing exactly what he said is stupid. He got butthurt and blocked me too. Dang, if he had the sole purpose of coming to an argument with me. He definitely shouldn't get butthurt so easily. His mom really needs to regulate what social media he uses. Kids like him should not have access to social media if they are this emotional. Did you have a screenshot of their argument? Because some of these are pretty good there as far as, this got a screenshot of an argument. He says, kiddo, you seem like an extremely cool guy with a rich social life. Yeah. And he goes to tear him apart. Are they discussing, like, as far as is he one guy a homer for the company and then the other guy is like anti-green? Because that's what I'm seeing a lot of this on the green boards, that there's the anti-green trolls are really out hardcore, like they're tooting their horn right now. And that's not saying I'm sticking up for any side, I'm just saying what I'm observing there. Yeah. So this guy sounds like a tool bag. Yeah, they just sound like that's what I'm seeing, is that I'm seeing a lot of anti-green people going after green, and it's just like, it is what it is, but that's what the system wants people to do, is fight with each other. We're not going to do that, but we are going to cover what people are saying. It is kind of funny still. So, but like I said, we're not going to carry the cooler for any of those guys, but we're just going to recall it as we see it. And that's all I got for these, because this is just another one of those where, like he was saying, that there's movement around and things like that, and so some people are riding the wave, and some people are. But don't think this. We need to see more information of this going down the road before you jump into this one as well. This is put on your watch list. It's always been a watch list, because any positive news or any contracts or deals, this thing's going up. So
But for right now, it's just a watch list, and whatever you get in, just be careful. Like just because you're seeing a little resistance there, don't jump in and when the hype's up because it's one of the top. It's one of the top discussed stocks on discussed ones on Yahoo right now. So just that's what I'm seeing on there. Any other relevant news there, Kage?
Let's see. Uh, does Al's Bleeder LLR123 says ASTI. Does the possibility exist that we run or RS today, tomorrow, or next week? Absolutely yes. Anything can happen at any moment.
He is right. Anything can happen.
That's bullish.
It's not for this one as far as any type of federal movement. You're not going to see that after till New Year's. The only thing people are working on now is the Supreme Court for the hearing on as far as with the vaccine with the court case on that with the federal mandates, things like that. That's the only thing that's going on. Everything else is everybody's out. They're popping champagne and they're enjoying the new year already. So nothing's going to happen as far as movement with bills. They're not calling anybody back. You'll probably see something around midpoint January or something like that where they start having more discussions about things they're doing. So they're going to move forward and try to get some stuff done before the midterms there to try to get some of the base moving and things like that. So that's all I'm seeing on that end. But pretty much out, but like you say, he's right. The news could pop on this any second. Most likely you would see it mid-January, February, things like that. So that's when you're going to see the most movement, February. I would say February-ish and March again. You're going to see a lot of people are going to be making a lot of money again just on some of the things there, on some of the stocks with some of the news. So be careful. But just watch. Don't get all depressed now because things will come back. That's what I was telling people. I always tell that all the time. Like if you're down, just hang out for a sec, So it'll rebound. So, but yeah, I'm out on this one. What about you?
Yeah, I'm out too.
Okay.
There's really not much more I can really say about this one.
Okay, we're out. Okay, Kage, the next stock we have is PIXY. PIXY. Last tick was $1.30. Going into the chart, you could see on the front, it was all over the place. It looked pretty healthy, and then we had a dive bomb in August. It just seemed to come back, drop, come back, and then we're seeing a little resistance here. Going into what would you say they do? It's probably one of the better charts that we've seen tonight, as far as with some of the ones we were covering there, huh?
Yeah, it definitely has the uptick for a lot of bull watchers.
Yeah, not the best chart I've ever seen, but I mean, with this way we're going with some of these, it's it is what it is. So. They provide human capital services, revolutionary employment in the gig economy. Now, the gig economy is important, guys, because that people are dropping some of their 9-to-5s and they're getting into the gig economy because they're tired of working for the man. They just want to earn extra cash on their own time, things like that, and do their deals. And so they're skipping. They want to make their own schedule. And so you're going to see more people move into the gig economy. Obviously, the powers that be don't like that because they don't want you to have your own boss. But it's not like they're not going to keep track of people. You know what I'm saying? They're still going to get their dough, but they don't like that stuff because they want you. They want their dough right now. So they want you to do a 9-to-5 and they want you to be a serf. So unfortunately, that's what the system wants. So. Going forward, they want to deliver to the gig economy on the next generation platform for workforce management that helps businesses and shift-based employees navigate regulatory mandates, minimizing administrative burdens, and connect with a rapid work-for-hire workforce. The firm's complete human capital management ecosystem is designed to manage regulatory requirements and compliance in such areas as paid time off PTO laws, insurance and workers' compensation, minimum wage increases, and Affordable Care Act compliance. PIXY was founded by Scott W. Ashner and Stephen Holmes June 3rd, 2015, and is headquartered in the Free State of Miami, Florida. What do you got on your end there?
I'm seeing bulls for this one. Some bears. Which one do you want me to do first?
Let's go with the positive first. Since it's the last stock, let's cover the positive there.
All right, how about this one? J Tate 600 says bullish. PIXY, ShiftPixy, calls itself a human capital management company that aims to revolutionize employment in the gig economy.
Mm-hmm.
The company is in the process of forming its first mega client.
Who Who's the mega client?
Uh, doesn't go into great detail, but I imagine it's something to do with metaverse or something.
Okay, well we'll try to dig up the mega client that he's talking about, because if that is the case, going down 6 months or 8 months or whatever, if they hit that mega client, that's what you could be holding to. Now, are you getting in today? Absolutely not, because as you see news popping, it's one of the most popular stocks on Yahoo that people are talking about. That is the time that you don't want to get in, because you could be riding the wave and then people come out with the shorts and they boom. I know some of you guys say, why are you repeating this over and over again? I'm repeating it because I don't want to see any newbies get taken. That's not what this show's about, is for people to jump in and buy brand new, because you will get taken on some of these. So that's just one of the things there. I'm gonna repeat it and repeat it, just because we have new viewers all the time. We're adding subscribers every day. We thank all of you for coming on board, the new subscribers. We should have said that at the beginning of the show. So I think we added like an extra 10 in the last 24 hours, which, thank you. The viewership is from you guys. So ShiftPay's ecosystem enables you to share human capital and never again have the problems of finding and keeping people. ShiftPay is building a natural ecosystem with hundreds of operators, thousands of part-time workers. They're the curve for the toxic turnover. The gig platform keeps your schedule filled and bench stocked with live local demand workforce. So the labor costs, certainly, ShiftPay strategy, ecosystem, transition duties, costs, and time. The ShiftPay engagement is designed to make easy to integrate economic sense, and you'll have the liberation and identification of acceleration from the ShiftPay engagement. Self-delivery as well. The driver management system intercepts online orders, pings, design. So it's kind of almost like, what's it called? Like DoorDash, Uber Eats, things like that, going there. Looks like the designated driver creates driver routes, communicates with the customer as a driver completes the order. Now, uniform team member trained by the brand can deliver the brand intended for customer experience. So it's not like that, but it's kind of like that idea, right there.
Yeah.
It looks like it says on here they have 40 million U.S. workers are self-employed in 2017. 47% of the U.S. workforce by 2021 will be independent. So these are some of the stats they're throwing out there. 77% of millennials prefer a flexible work schedule. I would also say that I'd say it's a higher number in Americans that prefer a flexible work schedule and don't want to be bossed around, things like that, and don't want to be an hourly. Wouldn't you say that, Kage?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No.
Americans love their freedom, but they also like to work on their terms.
Yeah, and some people, just because they need to get that dough right now, they will also, like, some of these platforms offer daily pay too. So a lot of people, because they need the extra cash and sometimes they need it right away, they're going to go for that. They're going to go for that daily pay too, and where they wouldn't have to work for like a temp service and things like that. They would just get that directly deposited in their account instantly. And yeah, I think this thing's a great idea as far as. What else do you got as far as the real traders there, as far as what they're saying?
Like this one from the Titan Traders. He says, PIXY, bullish. Nice play here today by our mod Jason. This one went parabolic today. Majority of my gains came from this baby.
Okay. What else do you got there?
PIXY, up from Penny Stock's mom. It says PIXY up 16% after hours. Closed $1.30. Recently, company posted YouTube video titled "Building the Largest Metaverse for Restaurants and Launching Our National Food Brands." And company tweeted, "Oh, we are getting close to building the metaverse." Named Amanda Murphy as COO.
Interesting. Yeah. The other thing too here is with the price point, it is undervalued considering what they're doing. It's just the interesting part will be, who this mega client is that they're talking about. So it looks like going forward, we haven't seen any breaking news, so we'll have to hold on for that. But we are seeing stock sentiment on StockTwits, because that's where the real traders are at. They're showing a lot of positivity, and as far as they're all saying the same thing. What I'm saying is it's simply undervalued for where it's at, Kage. So, I mean, that's not saying, again, go in tomorrow and buy it as it's on the uptick. find your buy point, do your research. It could pay dividends in the future there. So, I mean, not saying it's the next DoorDash or anything like that, but just play your cards right. Everything looks good as far as with the traders, as far as what they're doing out there. What do you got?
Yeah, I see a lot of positivity for this one. Like this one, TextWiz says PIXY. So I don't short stocks, but every single time since last March, this stock has taken a hit the day following a big spike day.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say is that I'm not sure buying here, hoping for a profitable swing trade.
It's taking a hit on the spike day because lots of movement towards it, and the shorters are gravitating towards it, and then they're selling off the next part. That happens a lot with pump and dump, so I'm sure he already knows that, but that's what happens. Is that the key is, if you are taking advantage on the spike, you have to lock those people that are that spike sell off. That's the people locking in their profits. You have to lock in profits all the time. You can't buy and have your profits and then hold. You have to find a locking point if you're starting to see a resistance go down. That's what everybody will say as well. Experienced people, you got to lock those in every time. So, what else do you have?
This one from Momo 2021 Pixie. When I sell this, we'll be adding much more.
Yeah, and the other thing I saw as well is, I don't know if you saw that take where someone said that 1 million shares were added after hours. That was interesting right there.
Yeah, that's really interesting activity.
Yeah,
being traded more after hours.
Yeah. So, and I think it's like what people were saying as far as some of the big dogs here and there. There's a lot of movement there and shifting. You're going to see that across the board with everything. But like I said, it's going to be really interesting to see with all the ads and things like that, and especially some of the share prices of some of your other stocks where they're a little low. Going forward around March and February, I think we're going to see broad with a lot of these is that we're going to see a lot of people making some dollariskis with the first quarter results and things like that coming forward. So, that's all I got to add on this. This is definitely another one that's on your watch list. Like I said, Kage, no buying today because if you buy tomorrow, no buying tomorrow, because if you're buying tomorrow, you're gonna when it's on the downtrend. Wednesdays is usually a sell off too as well. Wednesday and Friday. Obviously, there's not going to be a Friday, but you're going to see people are going to be cashing out for the New Year's parties and things like that. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. That's why you don't buy if you're new to this and you're doing a Google machine search and you're like, oh, what stocks are trending right now? Oh, I'm going to get in this. Unless you're at the short game and you know what you're doing, then if you don't know what you're doing and you're not experienced, then because even the experienced lose their rear end. So you got to be real careful and you got to know what you're doing. That's why I say if you're new, paper trade. So, but I'm out on this one. Do you got anything to add on this?
No, just a lot of positivity, and this is a good, solid look.
Yeah.
If you want to get into it, but maybe hold off buying into it until like the first of the year. Or something, if you want to be on the safe side.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Be on the safe side. Play it right. Do your DD, and you should be taken care of. And hopefully, we're back to visit this one again, like the other ones. It's funny to go back when we did ASTI. It was a lot more people pumped up about it, but it is what it is. Maybe it'll rebound. We're looking forward to next year in quarter number 1, the end of that, to see how some of these, if they come back. So, but we'll be here to cover all of them, and don't make it a dog show. You got anything to add?
No, I'm gonna bid everyone good night now, and stay safe out there.
Yep. Good night now.